Hello everybody. Welcome back to uh, another video. In today's video we're going to be playing uh, American Truck Sim. I think it's only fitting since we played the Euro Truck. I also do have this game. As you can tell, I haven't played uh, that much on it. However, I do enjoy it as well. I'm only level 15. I haven't spent that much time on it. However, I do prefer this one over the Euro Truck, even though I've played Euro Truck the most. I know that sounds kind of oxymoronic or whatever, but that's only because I found it first. So it was Euro Truck was like the first game I ever bought on Steam. This would be close behind it in second, which took me like 2 or 3 months after the fact. So about half my career on PC or online games, I pretty much spent it playing Euro Truck. So today, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drive around. I'll go ahead and show you the map that I have available. I do know that there's a lot like Washington, Oregon, Idaho, I believe Wyoming, the Golden States. I only have one. And I do believe Texas is coming up soon. So I got it wish listed as well. I have to purchase all these here, but for the time being, this is what I got. So I figured we're in Truckee, California, halfway point between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe, which I have been to Lake Tahoe. Beautiful, beautiful place. I loved it by far. One of my greatest trips or experiences that I've ever had was, going to Lake Tahoe and snowboarding and stuff like that. I also got to enjoy the scenery, and I got to go when it was winter, so fresh pile of snow and all this snow. So this brings back memories of my time out west. So today, what I figured we'd do is try to see if we can find something going up towards Hilt, or if not, we'll try to keep it short, same as the other video. Try to see if we can get something over to Sacramento, just so I can kind of uncover this area right here. The main intersection of the 5. Let's see. Though I would like to go up to Hilt since I don't have it uncovered, and I don't have like this road uncovered as well. So we'll see what's available. Let's go ahead and look at some freight market and see what we got going on. So let's go from Truckee. Unable to find jobs in your filters. Wow. Okay. Well, that blows. We got something from Sacramento to Sacramento. We got something from Sacramento to Sacramento. How about Reno? Is there something in Reno? Unable to find jobs. Interesting. Let's try to see if we can get some external contracts. How about that? We got some Sacramento to Sacramento. Nothing in Truckee. I mean, there's nothing in Truckee? I don't believe it. Wow. Let's try and see if we can get a quick job then. How about that? Nothing in quick jobs. Not from Reno. Let's try Stack. Nothing, bro. Are you serious? Okay. Let's try from Ukiah. I've been to Ukiah as well. Nothing. What is going on? Okay. So we got something from Stockton. Just Stockton, that's not what we want. We want something to keep the people entertained, of course. Oh boy, I guess I should... Nah, I'm gonna leave this in. I'm not gonna edit it out, whatever. That's another thing. I don't have an editing program, so as you noticed, pretty much every video that I have is just like a one take. Whatever you get is what you got, you know what I mean? Elko to Elko, Reading to Reading, San Rafael to San Rafael, Phoenix to Phoenix. What in the world is going on? So there's nothing from Sacramento out. Okay, so there's something odd going on. Let's try to figure this out together. So let's try to see if we can get something from Reading. The Hilt. Nothing up to Hilt. You know what? How about we just free cruise then? How about that? because the game is pretty much trolling us at this point. And I do believe it's nighttime outside, so world map. Let's go ahead and bust a route from Truckee up the mountain into Hilt. Now, what is in Hilt? Alright, so there's bitumen, there's a Hilt something, and then there's like a sleeping area. So let's go to the sleeping area and see what route it has us taking. So I definitely don't want to go to Sac and take the 5. I want to take this route. So it'll make us go into Nevada a little bit, then catch the 395 northwest a little bit, and then all the way north on the 5. Right? Right. Cool. So that's going to be our trip for the night. 434 miles in our time, real time, or the duration of this video. That's going to be, let's see, 400 miles. I'd say about 20 to 30 minutes. So we're looking at a pretty good, solid drive. Well, then, come along. I'm pretty sure I've got something to ramble about.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so ramble number 1. I don't remember how to turn on the lights. Okay, so I'm sure you guys noticed this GPS is in English. Oh wow, so that's really dark. Let's try to see if we can change some of the brightness settings on here. So would it be in graphics? Yeah, the brightness is super dark, dude. Alright, let's try that. Let's see what that does. Okay, that's super bright on the eyes, but whatever. Yeah, so let's go back to drive. Okay, I can see a little bit better now. Okay, here we go. So, I did set up my turning signals before turning the game on today. Just in case you're wondering, I just used the left and right button on the mouse.
Turn right.
Whatever was easier, right? So one thing that's hard to get used to in California, I figured I'd talk about that now, is the highway entrances. Like the way to get on and off of the highways in California is absolutely ridiculous. Some of them have lights, some of them are super short ramps, some of them it's just very abrupt. Like the way the things are built, I'm not trying to criticize, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say anything bad about California highways or interstates or anything like that, or talk bad about the state in general. I've got a lot of good things to say about California as well, but their roads and the way that they're built, very, very odd, especially for someone who's not from the state. Like, there was a lot of things that I was not ready for, and it took me by huge surprise, especially since I didn't, I only knew a couple of people out there, and by a couple of people I mean like maybe 1 or 2 people. So a lot of things, I mean, the most shocking thing, which I think is like the one thing that I carry with me till this day, is like when you see cars driving down the road and they have like no license plate whatsoever. Like you'll just see them with the like dealer plates, as we call them in Florida, or whatever, like the paper plates, or in some cases no plate at all. That to me was completely ridiculous, and I couldn't stop. There's the Amtrak there. I couldn't stop giggling every time I saw a car, hurling past me on the highway or the 99 or whatever. Because I used to live in South Sacramento, so I used to have to take the 99 and the 80 just to get anywhere. When I was working out there, and when a car would come flying past me, the no license plate or the paper plates or the dealer plates or not even the dealer plate, just like the commercial, like how do I explain? Like the ad, like the name of the dealership. That's what I'm trying to say. like in the license plate area. Like, how is this even allowed? Like, I couldn't fathom it. It was just one of those things that I never got over. Until this day, I still talk about it, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because on one end of the spectrum, I think it's fascinating, and then on the other end of the spectrum, I can't help but think that it's super weird. But then again, not my state, not my circus, not my monkeys, as they say. So I feel like everybody's passing me. Oh, the speed limit changed. I didn't even notice. So we're gonna go ahead and move it along here. We're already making pretty good time. It sucks that it's nighttime in the game. I'm looking at my recording and it looks like it's very, very dark. I'm not exactly sure how to change that. I may have to re-record this video at a later time. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's all about the journey and not the destination, right? So I do remember this tunnel. I don't remember it being on this road, however. I do remember the embankments. So that was fun. I mean, we ended up getting lost on in Reno, or towards Reno, not Reno, but what's the name of the other town that's close? Culver City, I think it is. When I was driving off or away from Lake Tahoe that one time that I went, I forget what road we took. I don't quite remember, but we ended up for some reason in Culver City. So we ended up having to go back up the mountain, right? But instead of heading back towards Lake Tahoe, what we did was we ended up going towards Truckee, which is, I believe, where I was just at. And that's how I got to know Truckee, like the areas around there, like the camping areas. I got to see people in snowmobiles hanging out, or like on the side of the mountain, because it was pretty bad back in, I was there in 2017, I think. So that winter was pretty harsh, at least for like the northern part of the state, right? So like Placerville and some of the little towns, Auburn. I used to work in Auburn. Like some of the little towns on the way up to Lake Tahoe were getting just absolutely demolished by snow. But yeah, we ended up taking a wrong turn. Went to Culver City, which is very similar to what I'm looking at now, which is interesting. Nevada was a pretty interesting state, even for my short stay there. Okay, agricultural inspection ahead. Prepare to slow down. Interesting. Okay, so I never ran into anything like this. Trucks, bus on the left lane. Okay, so cool. I think this guy is gonna get inspected. Oh, I've never seen this before. Okay. I never experienced this in real life, so I'm not exactly sure what this is. If you're watching this video and you're from California, please let me know if this is like a real thing. Inspection in progress. And we're good. Awesome. Yeah, we should be alright since we don't have a trailer. We're just by our lonesomes. Okay, so that guy just kind of cut in front of me. But that's interesting. I never saw one of those when I was out there in California. I mean, granted, I only got to see like the northern part of the state, so like the Bay Area, Sacramento, Oakland. The farthest south that I went, I think, was San Jose or whatever. I went for a soccer game. And of course, Sacramento, Lake Tahoe, Culver City, Nevada. I think it's Culver City. I don't remember. Okay, why is this guy slamming on his brakes? Or are we going slow? Oh, okay, so there's an intersection. Oh, that's another thing. Like, they have something similar to what we call state roads in Florida. Which, over there, they're just called highways. And they have like turnoffs. So there's no lights. There's no like, geez, how do I explain it? There's no signals, there's just turnoffs. Like, okay. It's super weird. But then again, you know, just it's part of the personality of the state, and I loved it. I loved the entire experience. And man, that Mustang really took off, huh? But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a great experience. Everything there, I mean, everything. The state was beautiful, like all the sights and the mountains and whatever not. I'd never been out west aside from then, so let me go ahead and stop talking and put on cruise control because I am speeding way too much. Okay, here we go. So I think 55 should be good. And we got about 300 miles to go. So yeah, I loved it. I loved my stay out there. Everything was beautiful. It was different. I got to see, you know, a whole different side of the state that I wasn't expecting to. And I believe my game just crashed. Oh, there we go. We're back. Alright, perks of playing on a shitty computer, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta remember, I don't have a super expensive PC.
And then continue straight on.
I just have a regular Joe Schmo, Walmart, Target. Oh, okay, that's a red light, and I just ran it. Yep, $700. That's what I'm talking about. Just the middle of nowhere, just a random light, no traffic, middle of the night. Super typical in that area. Okay, so maybe I should slow it down a little bit here because we're in town apparently. So what's the name of this area? Okay, so this light is green, so I'm gonna go. And I believe there's the Mustang there. Okay. So there's a school area, so how about we slow it down to about 25, even though it's midnight. Or 9 p.m., whatever. Somebody's keeping track. Okay, here we go. We got a red line. One thing that I absolutely love about this game is just the sounds of the trucks. So I know it's dark, you can't really tell, but I have a Peterbilt. In real life, these are like my favorite American-made trucks, or American grade, or American type of semi-truck is the Peterbilt. Second to, of course, the Cascades, which they recently added into, and I say recently because they added them after I stopped playing. And we might do a separate video of me purchasing a Cascade, or a Freightliner, I should say, and basically personalizing it, you know, customizing it to my preferences, and going from there. So yeah, I might do that on the second video, or a follow-up video to this, because I really want to get that truck. Super nice. Alright, so we got about 270 miles to go. Let me try to stay in one lane. Please do remember, ladies and gentlemen, I am playing on a mouse and keyboard, as I mentioned in my Euro Truck video. So a lot of my movements, you're going to notice that they're not smooth at all. They're going to be very abrupt. You know, it's how fast or how slow I can react with my AW or WASD. WASD, with my WASD. Because I'm pretty much broke. I don't have that much money, but I still want to play video games. So, mouse and keyboard it is. Okay, so we gotta turn right up ahead. How about we activate some of that signal action? And then go ahead and start shifting now. See, this is another thing. Instead of just having a regular, uniform road system, some roads might be a turn off with a slide-in lane, which I do believe that that's what those are called, the slide-in lane. And then some other ones are just, you know, go to the corner and turn. And it's like, I wish everything was just, even in the neighborhoods, it was so nerve-wracking because you never knew where to look. So But yeah, I loved everything about that state. It was just so different. It was so wild. It was so two different ends of the spectrum all the time, just in your face. You know what I mean? And it was just a whole lot of everything, and I loved it. I loved the entire experience of being there. And now getting to experience it or relive it somewhat in game, it's fantastic. I don't know if you noticed, but like if I pull up the map, hopefully it'll pull up quickly. The one state that I do have mostly uncovered, let me go ahead and get that out of the way. The one state that I do have mostly uncovered, of course, is California. Because I loved it so much.
Ready to roll.
I do know that Larry Elver is speaking to the people. He's having his governor rally or whatever. I just turned that off so I could come over here and play since I can't really multitask. See, one thing about this microphone is that it is really good at picking up everything that's going on in the background. So, okay, hopefully there's not a train coming. Oh, and there is. Thank God for the e-brake. Is that the Amtrak that we saw earlier? What do you guys think? Alright, so there it is. Alright, put your guesses in the chat. Is it the Amtrak or is it a freight train? What do you guys think? I'm gonna say Amtrak. And survey says freight train. So it's a B. That's funny. It's not spelled right, but whatever. It's BNSF. Okay, so it looks like there's nobody. Oh wow, look at that. There's actually stars in the sky. I never saw that before. So bye-bye, Mr. Train. I've got to get rid of that pathetic horn. Okay, so I'm not sure how this is going to come out exactly because I'm still looking at my recording and it looks like it's really dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off into this rest area. Try to see if maybe my avatar has gotten sleepy or somewhat sleepy so I can catch. Oh no, not in the ditch. Okay. So that's one thing about American truck that's different. Trucks are a lot longer. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into. Let's go into this one here. Let's go into this one here. Maybe we have to turn here anyway, but whatever. And then we'll go ahead and park up ahead. Okay, so this one's the truck stop.
Finding a new route.
And it does appear that there is a stop area, a rest stop area for truckers. So, all right, here we go. So let's go ahead and try and catch some Z's over with our buddies. Here we go. So, yeah, so it does look like we can sleep. Let's hit enter, make it some daylight. That should take us, yep. Alright, so that's way too bright. So let's go ahead and turn it back down. And then we'll get back on the road. Alright, so let's bring the brightness down a little bit. Well, I would say about, no, it's too dark. I would say right about there is fine. Right? So let's hit apply, exit. Let's go back to driving. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. I mean, it's still a little bright, but whatever. Okay, so how the hell did we get out of here? I do think it was this way. Yeah, so there's a little earpiece here. It doesn't, okay.
Reroute.
Okay. Here we go.
Never mind. I'll find a new. Okay.
Oh my.
Let's find a new route.
Why did she get all sassy for it? Like, why did she have to do all that? She didn't have to get your attitude now. She said, alright, finding a new route. Like, okay. How the hell is that my fault, lady? You're a GPS. You guys hear that? Okay, now she's just being sassy for no reason. Okay, so this is gonna be tough. Okay, so no cars coming that way. We got a truck coming this way. Well, are you turning this way or what's going on? Okay, yeah, so he's turning this way. Come on. He's not turning this way. Okay, let's go. Awesome. So now it's daylight. Speed limit is 55, so let's go ahead and get up to speed here. And I do believe they also released a cabins DLC, which is like a bunch of accessories and stuff for the inside, which I also don't have. So stay tuned for that as well. Go ahead and get this Peterbilt looking right, with some interior decorations and things like that. So let's go ahead and keep it at about 50, since this guy's moving a little bit slow. And we got a big U-turn coming up ahead. Yeah, this is the one thing that I loved about California the most, was just all the trees everywhere. I think, well, I remember going to a bar downtown Sacramento. Somebody told me the name, or like the nickname. I think it was like the city of 1,000 trees, or the city of 500 trees, or something like that. If there's anybody from Sacramento that's watching, please let me know in the comments, because I totally forgot. I think it was like something, city of 1,000 trees, city of 500 trees, or the city of trees, or something. It's something along those lines. I don't remember. But yeah, that's like the one thing that I loved about living there, was just there was so much green life to look at. There was even palmettos there, which, you know, those are from Florida, if you know. I mean, most people confuse the pineapple palm, which is from Hawaii, with the palmetto, which is the one that grows in Florida, which is really tall and skinny. That's the one with the coconuts. Okay, so here we go. Another intersection. Oh my god, it looks like we're gonna have to follow this guy. Okay, so nobody coming. Well, let's go on ahead. Perfect. Okay, it looks like we might be passing through another little town. What was the name of this place? I didn't get to see. Yeah, the quality of the camera is not all that good, so, or not the camera, but like the graphics is not all that great, so I can't really tell a whole lot of what's going on, other than the fact that I know that we're going to Hilt. Like, other than that, I have no idea what this place is going to be called unless I pass through here in the future with a better machine, aka a computer. So we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. However, for right now, we'll make do what it got. All right, so it doesn't look like we have anybody behind. And that guy literally took off. It's 55 miles an hour, buddy. Where are you going that fast? I do think we're going downhill because I have a lot of momentum. Yeah, it does look like we're going downhill. I'm trying to remember the name of this old town that I went to that had this really windy and twisty roads. That's also another thing that I loved about California. The drives that you can make there were simply amazing. It was just one of those things. If you love driving, going outdoors, and things like that, you would love that road. I'll try to see if I can find it and share it with you guys in a later video. I do know it was one of the old hang towns. That's what they're called, the old hang towns in North California. Similar to Auburn and Placerville and places like that. Funny story about Placerville. My first time eating In-N-Out was in Placerville, and I do still have that video. Man, they treated me like a king there. You know, whoever was working there that night back in 2017, bro, you guys were the greatest. I loved my very first experience at In-N-Out. I loved it. And it was in Placerville, the old Hangtown. Okay, so now I'm doing the speed limit, or a little bit over the speed limit. I'm doing 3 over, and I'm catching up to this guy. So he better not slam on the brakes, or there better not be a ghost intersection or anything like that, because I'm just gonna ram this guy. Especially with all the momentum I got. Okay, it looks like we may be doing an overtake here, you guys. Yeah, it looks like we may have to overtake this guy in the next corner. You know what? We're not afraid of nothing, so let's go ahead and do it. He's going too slow anyway. The idea is to upload this video today, so let's go ahead and catch up to this fool. Hey, get out of the way, Holmes. Okay, so it's a double solid, but we're gonna try and pass. Okay, so let's try and slow it down right here. And now we're gonna go pedal to the metal, bro. Okay, so it changed from a double solid over to a intermittent, so that's good. At least we got to pass him legally, which is great. So now let's go ahead and bring it back down and activate cruise control again.
Go straight on.
Go straight on, gotcha. Alright, so cruise control should be back on now. And now that was Whittier Avenue. I didn't get to see what it said. It said something. Apparently I've discovered this area. So that way is somewhere. Exit somewhere. Alright, so this looks very different. But yeah, that's one thing I wish I would have done when I was out there in California. Is I wish I would have gone to SoCal, San Diego, Fresno, Los Angeles, that area. That's something that I still want to do. However, we'll save that for a future vlog or something. Maybe on down the line. I'll take my family once we're able to migrate and stuff like that. So here we are merging onto the 5, which is, one of those things. If you're from California or if you visit California, you know what the 5 is. So no traffic behind us, so let's go ahead and merge over safely. And let's go. We've got about 100 miles to go, so we're home stretch. From here on out, it should be a straight shot all the way there. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. You see how in-game the speed limit is 55 on an interstate? This is real. I'm not even kidding. This is totally real. See, the reason being is because they have such high taxes in the state of California, and I learned this living there. They have such high taxes in the state of California that there's I don't want to start talking about politics or anything like that, but there's just a lot of money that gets lost in translation. Let's just leave it at that. So the police departments and sheriff's departments and things like that, they have to figure out ways. So they've worked together with the transit system, or the California Highway Patrol and these kind of entities, to get the speed limits down. And this is funny. I learned this while I was there. What they'll do is they'll build these long bits and stretches of road, and they'll have police officers that will sit at one end of the long stretch of road, and they will literally clock you for a quarter mile, or I believe it's 700 meters or something like that. I don't remember. So it's I don't remember if it's 3/4 of a mile or a quarter of a mile or half a mile, whatever it is. I don't remember what it is exactly. Somebody might, one of you guys might be able to tell me in the comments. But so what they do is they sit and they clock you, and if they catch you speeding for more than half a mile, quarter of a mile, 3/4 of a mile, they're legally bound to pull you over and give you a big ass ticket, like a super expensive ticket for speeding. So that's one thing I had to learn quickly. Hopefully it never happened to me. I never got a speeding ticket while I was out there, because I know how, obviously coming from Florida, it's a much different state. Everything's a little bit more lenient on that end. I mean, especially in the places where I lived. Like down in Miami, you know, they're looking for people trafficking people. They're looking for capital crimes. They're not looking for people speeding down the road. And Miami's very well known for street racing. You know, so they're not looking for street racers. What they're looking for is like people moving weight, trafficking people, like capital crimes. And in California, that was something that I had to get used to, like the very first day that I was there. The very first day that I was there, when I landed at SFO, which is, you know, San Francisco International, if you don't know, is as soon as you go and you get, I believe it's the 99, or I believe it's the 99. That's like the highway that runs right, or one of the highways that runs right in front of the airport. Um, you know, as soon as I pulled out, I saw this cop, or these two CHP, California Highway Patrols, pulling over this guy. And then the person who was my tour guide, they were like, yeah, so here are the cops, you know, they'll pull you over, but they have to clock you for, I wish I could remember. I think it was like 3/4 of a mile, whatever it is. If they clock you for 3/4 of a mile speeding, they're legally bound to pull you over. And, you know, if you're free to comply, if you run away or whatever, they impound your car. Like, they do all this crazy shit. Like, it's so different. So different. So, when I was out there, I was on my best behavior. You know, learning to drive in Florida is very different from California, which was an eye-opening experience. So let's go ahead and get this cruise control going again at 55 exactly. And we got about, I would say, about another 10 minutes to go. 35 miles. So we're almost there, you guys. So this is also another part of the state that I never got to see. So I never got to see Redding. I never got to see anything north of what's the farthest north that I went? I mean, I went to Lake Tahoe, but that's like towards the northeast of the state. So if you live in Sacramento, it's northeast. But I never got to go northwest. I never got to go to like Ukiah. I never got to go to Redding. I never got to go to the place that we're going now. But I did get to go to like the hang towns that were like adjacent to Sacramento, so you know, Placerville, Auburn, some of the ones that I've already mentioned. Like I got to go to some of those, but not any of those, like the cities, like the bigger places far up north. I never got to go to any of those, which that's something I would have loved to do as well. Yeah. Right now, and I'll talk about, I guess, you know, some of the goals that we have. I do have a Patreon. I'm sharing some of, or we are, rather, I should say, my girl and I, we're sharing some of our personal goals with you guys. So if you want to support us in any way, shape, or form, I will leave a link in the description to our Patreon down below. You'll get to see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that we have going on, especially with some of the goals that are posted on there. You do have to be a subscriber to read and see some of the things that are going on, especially with our channels. You know, my wife has her, you know, motivational channel. She also has her personal channel, and then we've also gone ahead and created a video game channel, or a gaming channel, for her as well. She's not a big gamer. She didn't grow up with like consoles or Nintendos or PlayStations like me and my family did. But nevertheless, you know, she does enjoy a good mobile game. And things like that. So, oh my God! Please don't run me over! Please don't run me over! Oh no! Damn it! It's your fault, lady. Oh, it's a guy. It's your fault, dude. Oh my God! Not another accident. Wow, this guy just went right past me. Oh my God! Come on, dude. Let's go. We're just playing. Bumper carts over here with this guy. Thank you. Let's go. Okay, so for whatever reason, there's a light right here. Okay, so we just discovered Hilt. Oh, there's something we could do. So 18 out of 22, it looks like we might be able to work on that a little bit. So we might be able to discover all the different cities in California. So that could be something we could do. So it does look like this place is under construction, and there's job place here. So let's see what they got going on. Let's check them out. So let's check out their freight market. And of course they have nothing. What's going on? I think it's because I don't have like the other map packs. So we'll work on that for the next video. I think that's what might be messing up this gameplay. Or not the gameplay, but like some of these deliveries, because I mean, look, there's nothing. We just came all the way here for nothing. I don't believe that. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I do appreciate you following along on this adventure. Oh, sorry, I'll get out of your way, buddy. Let me go ahead and park it over here somewhere. So this is my Peterbilt. At least you can see it from the outside. I think this is one of the best looking trucks in the game. Just in my personal opinion. I do have a picture. I'll try to see if I can post it somewhere on my Instagram or one of my social medias, where I have a picture with one of these trucks here in Colombia when I was a baby. So yeah, I'll try to find that, try to see if I can post it on social media somewhere. But yeah, thank you very much, you guys, for following me on this video. We will go ahead and see you on the next one. Video.